Why Kubernetes? The salary of DevOps related jobs are sky high, up to $146,000 on average in San Francisco. Containerization is happening, and Kubernetes won the container war. Employers are looking for people with Docker and Kubernetes skills to start using Kubernetes. Containerization and Kubernetes are the most important technologies to learn today. If you are in an Ops or DevOps role, you'll want to start using containers to deliver software more efficient, easier, and faster. Kubernetes is a great tool to run and manage your containers. You can use Kubernetes on your desktop, on-prem, or in the cloud. It gives you all the flexibility and cost savings that you always wanted within one framework. It can make you more independent from cloud vendors. Organizations are adopting Kubernetes, and it is something that will come up in your next interview. Who am I? My name is Edward Viana. I am a consultant and trainer in cloud and big data technologies. I'm a big advocate of agile and DevOps techniques in all projects I work on. I held various roles from banking to startups. I have a background in Unix, Linux, network, security, risk, and distributed computing. Nowadays, I specialize in everything that has to do with cloud and DevOps. I do online training on Udemy about DevOps, distributed computing, cloud, Terraform, and big data, using online video lectures. I have now more than 52,000 enrolled students in more than 100 countries. You can read more and see stats on this URL. What is included in this course? I do cluster setup lectures using minikube or the Docker client, which is for desktop usage, and a production cluster setup on AWS using kops. Lectures and demos on kubeadm are also available for on-prem setups. I explain about Kubernetes basics plus advanced topics with lots of demos, including demos showing you how to run WordPress plus MySQL on Kubernetes. I also explain about Kubernetes administration topics and how to package and deploy applications using Helm, a package manager for Kubernetes. What Kubernetes version am I using? I would say don't worry too much about it. I update this course regularly to include newer features. I always use the latest version available at the time, so depending on the lecture, it can be an older version or a newer version. You should always use the latest version available. I update all the scripts and the YAML definitions on GitHub to make sure they work with the latest version available. If not, you can send me a message and I will update the script on GitHub. This is the course overview. I will start with an introduction, Kubernetes basics, then advanced, then administration, and then I will show you packaging. There are some extras. I will explain about kubeadm with a demo how to launch Kubernetes on DigitalOcean. If you cannot use AWS or you want to do it on-prem, then kubeadm is a great solution. I also have an extra of another Kubernetes course that I have that shows you how to use TLS certificates with Cert Manager with Let's Encrypt to give you free TLS certificates. This course is packed with Kubernetes functionality that you will not find in other courses. I keep on updating this and my other courses whenever new features come out or tools within the ecosystem become popular. So if this all looks good to you, I hope I can welcome you in my course. Hi, I am Edward and I will be your trainer for this course. Getting started with Kubernetes is no easy task, so reach out to me using the Q&A if you're stuck somewhere in this course. Setting up your Kubernetes. Hi, I am Edward and I will be your trainer for this course. Getting started with Kubernetes is no easy task, so reach out to me using the Q&A if you're stuck somewhere in this course. Setting up your Kubernetes cluster for the first time can be hard, but once you're past the initial lectures, it will get easier and you will deepen your knowledge by learning all of the details of Kubernetes. When you finish with this course, you can continue with my 2 other advanced Kubernetes courses. You will get a coupon code in the last lecture, the bonus lecture. This is the course overview of this course. You see, there's a lot to cover. I'll first start with introduction. What is containers? What is Kubernetes? I will guide you through the setup on your desktop or on the cloud. And then once you have your cluster set up, then we'll start building containers. We'll run the first app on Kubernetes. Then I will explain you the Kubernetes basics. What do you need to know? The node architecture, how to scale, how to use deployments, services, health checks, the lifecycle of the pod, and how to use secrets in your application. I will also show you how to use a web UI. Then we'll start with more advanced topics. I will talk about service discovery, how to use config files, an ingress, which is also a load balancer, external DNS. I will talk about volumes, pod presets, stateful sets, daemon sets, monitoring, auto-scaling, node affinity, and an affinity. I will also cover operators, which can give you extra functionality in Kubernetes. Then I will cover administration. I will talk about the master services, how to set quotas and limits, namespaces, user management, and how to limit your users using RBAC. I will talk about networking, node maintenance, high availability, and TLS on your load balancer. Then a very interesting topic, packaging. So how do you run your applications on Kubernetes? First, I will introduce you to Helm, and then how to create Helm Charts to package your applications. And then we're going to set up a Helm repository to store our Helm Charts. And then we will be building and deploying applications using Helm and Jenkins. I have a few extras that you can take. kubeadm if you want to set up an on-prem cluster, and TLS certificates with a cert manager, which is part of one of my other courses. This allows you to use Let's Encrypt to add certificates to your applications. Course objectives. After this course, you should be able to understand, deploy, and use Kubernetes. You should be able to get started with containerization and run those containers on Kubernetes. To deploy Kubernetes on your desktop, on-prem, and on AWS, to be able to run stateless and stateful applications on Kubernetes, and to be able to administer Kubernetes. You should also be able to package and deploy applications using Helm. And this last one is quite important.